Hello, 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 it's Ruby Burrito, and welcome. We are going to be talking about what I do on a daily basis. So this is going to tie to the project that I'm working on. This is going to kind of just tie to gold making in general, and I'll explain everything that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, all that fun stuff. But welcome to my character select page. I got 24 characters. I definitely do not use all of them. Most of the ones that I use you can see on one page. But pretty much everybody up to about right here has a specific job. This one is my festival character. The rest of these I don't really have doing much. These two at the end were PvP characters for a time. They might see the light of day again, but we'll have to see. I already played Mesmer for PvP at the end of this on this character. So we'll dive into what I start with, and that's going to be PvP. Right now, I play one game of PvP every day to start the day off because I have two aspects of my dailies combined. So we've got the World v World and we've got the PvP. So I actually just finished a game of PvP for today right after daily reset, and I would then go to World v World. So the goal is to get these two done, and then my weeklies I slowly work on. You can see I've already gotten 7 out of 6 done, and I'm 1 tower away from completing all of my weeklies. And that's just by doing, you can see here, win 1 game of conquest mode with completing the map secondary objective, defeat 3 enemies while defending a capture point, earn 5 rewards, and earn 1,000 PvP rank points. 1 win gives you this one. So, or 2 losses. So if I'm playing every day, I mean, you can see how I'm making good progress. The biggest thing is getting the daily and weekly, and that's twofold. One, I want to get the points, achievement points, because I don't have all the daily and monthly ones that you can get. There's a cap for daily and monthly that you can get, and so you can get a certain amount per day. And because completing this gives you a gold, 20 astral acclaim, and then PvP and World v World reward track bonuses. If you just caught the video where I talked about the Path of Fire rarest armor, I actually just finished my first Crystal Desert reward track and picked up a piece of Bounty Hunter's gear. So that's what I'm working on currently with the Crystal Desert reward track for both PvP and World v World. So definitely we'll start with a game of PvP. We'll complete that. I may throw some of that footage in the background. Right now I'm doing a Ranger. I'm playing on a Ranger, and you can see I'm by a Starlight Lantern because I'm also, while I wait for that queue to hit, I am doing map completion. This character has completed Skywatch Archipelago, Omnitas, and is now working on Inner Nyos. And actually Skywatch Archipelago I'm completely done with now. I've done 6 out of 6 that I need for the legendary armor set, and then I finished 4 out of 6 for Omnitas, and this completion will be 4 out of 6 for Inner Nyos. So that's what I do. Usually it's like a 3 to 5 minute queue, so I can get a little bit of progress. It's nothing crazy. I'll get some here, some there. And some days it's like a 7-8 minute queue, and I'll get a decent amount of map completion done. And then when I play at night, some other times I'll keep that rolling because the goal right now with PvP, not only am I doing it for the daily, but I'm also doing it to hit level 100 because I want to craft the highest tier of armor. The legendary armor doesn't require to be on that, but I figured if I'm going to unlock legendary armor for PvP, I might as well get the highest rarity of PvP armor, which is going to be the Mist Forged Glorious Heroes armor, which requires you to be level 100. So I'm level 91 right now. I am getting close to halfway. I'm at 8,366 out of 20,000 on my way to 92. I've made quite a bit of progress this week because I've played some extra games of PvP. So that's the PvP portion. That's this character. I also, if you saw, I have a male. That's going to be my daily Blackline Requisition. So that's also important for my daily login. I try to log in every day at the very least to grab that. Then I will switch to my Ruby Burrito character. Right now, my Ruby Burrito character is the closest to having a World v World gear set. Unfortunately, it works all right for open world, but for roaming, it's atrocious. I'll be completely honest with you. Please, if you are watching the background footage of me playing World v World, please do not try to copy my build. There definitely are good Revenant builds out there, but this is not one that you want to run. So there's great resources for getting those builds. But what I'll do is I'll hop over to World v World once I'm done with the PvP, capture 1 ruin or shrine, defeat 5 enemy guards. So defeat 5 enemy guards means take a camp. I'll look and see. I usually go to red borderlands because I feel like there's oftentimes less people there and there's more things to take. I feel like it's easier to take camps on red borderlands than anywhere else. So what I'll do is I'll go take a camp, and then actually the other thing that I'm working on while in World v World, so it's not just the weekly Astral or the Wizard Vault, it's not just the weekly there, it's not just the daily there, it's also the weekly World v World, because I need the skirmish claim tickets. And right now I'm building up some keys as well because I need to be a higher level in order to get some of that stuff done. So you go and you take a camp. The nice thing about Rev, though, I will say, if you're playing a Herald, the reason that I have this build is because I have it for Zerg farming, zerging around and farming with a large group of people, because the boons that you give out help give you credit for kills and things like that. So even if you're not actively hitting everybody, you'll do that. And I'm also getting pretty close to finishing off Yak Slapper. If I was able to like really grind out World v World, I think I need like 100 yaks, which if you know Yak Slapper, that's not a high percentage of the amount of yaks that you need. So doing pretty good. I love just popping over here, getting some of that stuff done, and then I usually will save all of them for the end. You can see I just have the capture a ruin or shrine. We're going to go over there and do that just while I talk about the weeklies. So as I mentioned, you can see I got weekly objective defender. That's just by hopping on every once in a while. And we'll get weekly ruin runner here with this one. And what we're looking for is not one is the Mist Hardened Transcendent chest, which gives you mixed hardened lockbox keys and 4 gold. Each of them does. And you're also going to be looking for, we go back in, we're also going to be looking for these skirmish claim tickets, badges of honor, and Mist Hardened lockboxes. So the Mist Hardened lockboxes, if you are not looking to open a whole bunch of them like I am, they're good for getting gold. We can actually take a look. I should have a fair few of them in my inventory. Right now they're selling for 16 silver a piece. So if you do your dailies or you do your weeklies, you'll slowly build up extra gold just by doing that. And then again, I have that Crystal Desert reward track. Normally what I run is the Gift of Battle reward track because it gives the most memories of battle. I can buy the memories of battle, they're just expensive, and I'm waiting until I get my skirmish claim tickets anyways. So right now I'm doing the Crystal Desert so that I can get those bounty hunter skins. I like unlocking skins. This will finish off my daily, and then usually in this case what I would normally do is tick down. You can see completed this, got my Transcendent chests. Mist Hardened Transcendent chests, you can see gave me keys. I got 10 keys on the side and the 4 gold, and then Transcendent chests here will give me the lockbox keys, and you can see I've got 10 skirmish claim tickets, which is fantastic. So normally what I would then do is head back to the waypoint, tick down, because when you're trying to make sure that you hit wood every week and you're trying to get your skirmish claim tickets, making sure you maximize your time in here is going to be important. And then because I don't yet know exactly how this works, I do know that this gives you bonus PvP and World v World reward track bonuses for up to 4 completed daily competitive tasks. I don't know if you have to accept all of them before you grab this, and that's why. So usually I try to wait until I have everything done to grab this. Don't know if that's exactly how it works, but that'll finish up my daily. Normally I'll have some weeklies there, and then we're now 3 seconds away from getting this. Funny enough, this time I didn't actually get the rewards because I wasn't in here long enough, but I'll swap off my mining tools. The very next thing that I will do is I will swap to my Ruby Burrito with 1R. This is my Guildhall and Homestead character. So I'll take you through the Guildhall and Homestead that I do. As you can see, we're loading into Lion's Arch, which to me means I start with the Guildhall, because I'm going to go to one of my personal guilds. This is my old personal guild that I'm keeping for bank purposes. I would like to work on getting the guild that I'm building to share with you guys up, but I need to be able to do guild missions in order to kick all that off. So if you would like to help build up that guild, or you don't have to donate anything, you don't have to rep or anything like that, you just have to shoot me a message in game. My in-game name is going to be back over here, Ruby Burrito .8027, or you can just type in Ruby Burrito, and I think that will actually get it to me. So I'll grab these 4 in this guild, and then I go to a different one that's not on the Isle of Reflection, because I can, if you do Isle of Reflection to Isle of Reflection, you actually have to leave the map and come back to load it. But I have a guild that has Windswept Haven. I'm planning on not having Isle of Reflection for the guild that I'm building for everybody to build that community, because I think it'll actually benefit as we're building it up. Until we get to the highest tier of these synthesizers, you'll be able to bounce back and forth. But there's 3 tiers of these synthesizers, so normally you wouldn't be able to go and farm multiple guilds. But if you have one at tier 1, which the first guild hall that we were at was, and you have one at tier 2, which I don't have a guild that's at tier 2 right now, and you have one at tier 3, you can actually farm all of them. I believe there's 3. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me down below in the comments, but that's why I'm able to farm multiple of the guild halls. If I went to a different guild's guild hall after farming these, and they have the final tier of the synthesizers, you're not going to be able to farm them. So then I do have to leave the guild hall before going to the homestead. I put my volatile magic gathering tools on this character in order to maximize my volatile magic while I'm farming through that, because there's a ton of nodes that you're getting. And then I just quickly toss myself into the homestead, because usually when I'm doing this, I've got about 30 minutes to do that PvP game, that WvW daily, going into this, and the rest of my dailies. So the route that I typically run, I don't know if it's the same for everybody else. Pinata. Right now, the Found Bandit chest is in a good, convenient spot. If it's on the backside, I usually actually skip it because I'm in a hurry. So we'll grab these. I need to make sure that I have my keys building up. One thing I did forget on Ruby Burrito is I do have a Gizmo. The Leyline, I think it's called the Leyline Gizmo, something, that allows you to trade Heart of Thorns currencies. That gives you a key. I almost completely forgot that I was going to show you guys the Ley Energy Matter Converter. This is where I get my daily key. You can get a machete, vial of shock acid, exalted key, or packed crowbar. I've been going with a shock acid lately. But you can get other things, like if I wanted obsidian, these. I can leave a link for this down below. But yeah, that's what I've been using it for. So we'll go to the harvesting box, logging box. I took Nachos through this and I made him watch how fast this was. This is a huge reason, in my opinion, why you should get Janther Wilds, because this seriously saves me like 10 minutes every day. So I'm done. That's the homestead, and now I'll log off in here, and usually I'll actually use these gizmos as well, because I get so many of the Imperial fragments, and you'll see why in a second. So we'll just do that one. But I can show you guys that gizmo at the end on Ruby Burrito. But then you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters here that I'm going to go to on Bjora Marches. I also just put out a video about the top 5, technically top 6 alt parking spots, and you'll see a couple of those here today as I'm going through this. So I have several characters where I just go through and I grab my daily Eternal Ice Shards. Normally I try to do this one on a Griffin because it's a little bit more efficient. I'm not going to grab the 3rd chest just in the note of time so I can show you guys all the ones that I do. There's a 3rd chest. It's over here. I do talk about that in the video, and I do have a link to that one. I normally do the Ranger last. I don't know why they're out of order. If this is the Mesmer is super easy. You have to have the meta going to get to this spot, but it's literally just 3 small chests. It's not very high on the list, but the amount of time that it takes, like, look, I'm already done with that alt character, and I'm moving on. Like, I try to get these done as fast as I can. I have all of these routes memorized because I've been doing these probably for 4 years now. Not every single day. I did take a break from the Eternal Ice Shard farming. You can see all of these other people are doing it right now as well. This one, I think, is the #1 most for Eternal Ice Shard farming. Definitely not overall, but #1 for Eternal Ice Shard farming, because you have 4 chests. You have a large, a medium, and I believe 2 small. So we got the large, the medium. The first small was in a really nice spot. Second small is in this spot. So pretty straightforward. I usually try to put all my, try to deposit my materials so I can keep an eye on where I'm at for Eternal Ice Shards. Because on this last character, I'll show you their inventory. This is the character that I go to trade in for Diflorite crystals. I'm pushing to see how high I can get in the rankings for difluorite crystals before I need to consume them for volatile magic. So that's actually the whole reason that I'm doing all of this for the Eternal Ice Shards, is for the volatile magic. So somebody hit the Ravenlock. I'm using the, I'm blanking on the name of that item. Portable Rewinder? Prototype Precision Rewinder. This is from Sandswept Isles. I did reference this in the video that I did as well on alt farming characters. This is usually as far as I get. These are all stacking here so that I can get extra difluorite crystals when I come back here. I usually Griffin over here and use the position rewinder again. That's what I typically do on a daily. I get all that done in about 30 minutes. This character is my alt parking character for the Wyvern. I have no idea where we're at for the event timer right now, so if I have time and it lines up, I would do the Wyvern. This is from Monday because they're my character for keeping track of my... Drew a serious blank there. All my Rift Essences are on this character. This is my former map completion and PvP character. This is actually another daily alt parking character that I will go on when I have the time. So let's say the PvP match is completely one-sided and I blow through everything and the World v World is super fast. Then I'll switch to this character. I'll grab my volatile magic gathering tools and I'll go through this alt parking. This is the Arcjock Farmlands in Korna. Yeah, Domain of Korna. And I used to do this on like 4 characters a day because this is something that you can do once per character per day. And I was really pushing on the volatile magic. There's a good chance that I start doing this on more characters per day once I get to the point where I don't need to do PvP every day. Because if I go on like a heater and I win a bunch of PvP games, I don't really need to play PvP anymore because I'm just going to get a ton of XP. So once I get to level 100, I'll actually have everything I need for my PvP legendary armor. I have all of the account bound stuff that I need. So I might just swap over to World v World only for the dailies, which is actually significantly faster because you're not waiting for a PvP match. And a lot of those dailies are pretty simple. I'm going to pop over here and grab this one, and then I'll head back over. So yeah, this one's a little time consuming. I try to use the mobility on the thief to just bring down some of that time. It's not super time consuming. I should take that back. It's just there's a lot of nodes and they're not as close together as some of the other farms. However, it is still really good for volatile magic if you don't have, in that alt parking video I showed you guys, the one in Mount Maelstrom, if you don't have that hidden garden set up, because I don't, this is really useful. And then again, another farming one, literally, in Sandswept Isles is the farm. I don't really know how else to put it. It's like cabbages and other vegetables that one of the char here is growing. So you got your desert vegetables. You can see these. There's a couple more over there. So it's really just going through and getting the extra volatile magic. The value is not necessarily in the veggies that I'm picking. So I'll do this, and then I'll come finish this character again later. I'll show you guys. I have this character in the Crystal Oasis at the top of a jumping puzzle that has 3 chests. And this character will get me rare gear, which is helpful for some of those ectos that I need. I can show you guys once I get to a safer spot exactly where I am. You might notice this or recognize this right off the bat. Crystal Oasis, Crystal Desert, that's over here, Kusini Crossing. There's a jumping puzzle that requires you to have a jackal or to get in here by other means. You can get some rare gear. That's really all that one's for. And then finally, I have 3 characters. This is all the way back to when I was doing the legendary weapons, all 21 of them. I have 3 characters at the end of this jumping puzzle in Lion's Arch. I can never remember the name, but this is where you can get, it's a really easy place to leave characters and you can get the silver doubloons. So I still have these characters here, and they're also actually farming essences of luck for me. So I build up my inventory, I salvage them all, and then eventually I will go. That's probably a birthday present that I haven't opened yet, because these characters are probably like 3+ years old now. Probably closer to 4. And yeah, 4. Pretty crazy. So they'll build up the luck because you need luck for crafting your legendary armor and everything. So I think that's all of the daily characters that I have. This was a PvP character when I was playing Rev. PvP character for Mesmer. This is my festival character. I showed this character to Emerald Nachos, and the rest of these I really just haven't played. At least not in a while. So yeah, that's going to wrap up everything. Let me know if what you guys do that's different down below in the comments, or let me know any questions you guys might have, or honestly any suggestions too if you think I'm missing something that would be helpful for farming. Because if you are not familiar with the project, I've been doing a project update once a month, and I'm working on one of each type of legendary armor set. So I'm going to do one raid set, one open world PvE set, one PvP, and one world v world. So yeah. That's going to wrap it up. So like I said earlier, if you want to join the guild, shoot me a mail, trying to build that up and trying to find a time to do those guild missions. And otherwise, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, let me know what you guys think. And we'll see you guys in the next one.